Hi there, everybody. Environmental activist HADASSAH van der Jacht is my special guest today on season 3, episode 7 of PocaTV Live. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We're going to start right now.
Give me this. Give me that. Give me this. Give me that. Give me that.
Yes, lovely people. It is season 3, episode 7 of PocaTV Live. And my very, very esteemed and special guest today is the multi-talented environmentalist, not environmentalist, environmental activist HADASSAH van der Jacht, with a fabulous story to tell, as you have grown to expect from this program. It's once every month on the last Friday of that month. And in these episodes, I talk to the fabulous people I know all across the globe who do stuff that benefits you and benefits me. So I spend time talking to them about their lives and about the work that they do. For newcomers, my name is Poca, which stands for People of Common Attitude. I'm a journalist in the Netherlands. People here know me by my proper name, Aldit Hunkar. But for this program, Poca is easier. And it sounds so much better to say Poca TV than Aldit TV. You must agree with me. So let me see. Let me start the banner to show you what this show is all about. As I was saying, I'm happy that you're joining me. Go call your friends to call their friends to join in too. Multi-talented environmental activist, I must be able to say that, HADASSAH van der Jacht, a beautiful young woman who has a life story that is kind of linked to mine. We're going to get into that, and I hope that you will participate. You can comment wherever you're watching, whether that is on YouTube or on Facebook or on LinkedIn. Just type in a comment, and if everything goes well, I will see your comment here in the studio, and I will pull it up, and we can discuss what it is that you have to say. People wishing to join the program here on screen with me can do two things. You can scan this QR code here on your phone or on your, what's the thing called, your tablet, and it will take you to behind the scenes of my studio. You have to give permission for your camera and your microphone to be used. You enter your name and you enter the studio and wait behind the scenes until I pull you up. That is for people with smaller devices. If you're watching on a laptop or a computer, which I much prefer, I have to say, please head over to this URL that you're seeing here. It is case sensitive PTVL 0307 Poca TV Live season 3 episode 7. Head over there, do the same things with your camera and your mic, enter your name, press enter studio, and wait behind the scenes until I pull you up. You are very welcome to join because I'm sure you're going to like the program that I have in store for you. As you know, if you are a regular viewer, I always livicate these live programs on Poca TV to my youngest sister, Aisha, who left this earth quite a few years ago already. She got cancer, she died, and I'm keeping her alive on Poca TV Live because going live actually on Poca TV was her idea. And this was way at the beginning of Poca TV when all I did was make reggae videos. And she said, just keep up, keep up, keep up. And one day you will go live and talk to fabulous people all across the globe, which is exactly what I'm doing. So I have to big up Aisha in every one of these programs. Never forgotten. May she rule in paradise and, have parties there every single day. Aisha, never forgotten. So, welcome to the regular viewers. I know some of you are there already. I'm seeing quite a few people are watching this program on the different platforms. Make me know where you are. Type a little comment. Tell me, hi, I'm watching from this or that. Or hi, I know Hadassah. Or hi, I just love your programs. And that's why I watch every week. Send me a comment and let me know. New people, welcome. You don't know this program, but I'm sure you will subscribe on PocaTV on YouTube, or like the page on facebook.com/PocaTV once you have seen what it is that I do in these programs. And people watching the rerun, you're very welcome as well. Your comments cannot be added to the program, but I still love reading them. So whatever it is that you do, just give me a little sign that you watch this program. So, heading over to my guest today. As we speak, she is in Suriname in South America, which is where I was born, and I believe she was born as well. Please give her a warm welcome. Here is Hadassah van der Jacht. Hadassah.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good evening from the Netherlands. Good afternoon to you. How are you? Are you a tiny little bit nervous, Hadassah?
I wasn't at all until you started, and then I was like, wow, we're actually doing this.
We
Okay.
are. We
Yeah.
are. Just sit back and relax, Hadassah. Let me do all the work. All I expect from you is for you to be your charming, intelligent, beautiful self. And just, just the two of us having a conversation. And all those people watching with us, we kind of forget they are there. Otherwise, I'm going to be nervous as well. So let's just enjoy the show. I can see there are people already commenting. Here is Misha, who I'm pretty sure is your Aunt Rashida. Misha, please let us know if that is you, but I'm pretty sure it is you. Welcome to the program. And my good friend DJ Conscious is watching. He is in Jamaica right now. He's telling us he's present. Welcome, DJ. Wonderful to have you here. You and I did such a great program last Wednesday on the Wednesday Ting. People can go back to YouTube and Facebook and check that out after this program. And who, I wonder, is Paramaribo Closer? Telling us love from Paramaribo. Do you know who that is, Hadassah?
No idea, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
I'm
you for
very
joining,
excited.
Paramaribo Closer. Give us a hint who you are. Just give us a hint. We love knowing you, who you are. Paramaribo, by the way, is the capital city of Suriname, where Hadassah is sitting right now. Misha is telling us, yes, she is your auntie Rashida. How are you, Rashida? Lovely of you to watch. And guess who is here? It's your mom. Hi, Terja. I think you
A
did
lot
some
of
pretty good
nerves.
promotion, Hadassah, to have all these people here with us. Oh, guess who is Paramaribo Closer? It is Kashmir, my cousin. And
And
Sheetal is
Chico.
with him, his wife. Yes. Lovely, guys. I'm looking forward to all your comments once we get really started. So, Hadassah, I start these programs always with a clip from last month, my guest last month. And I just take a little clip of something they said that might resonate with my new guest, being you. So last month, I had a very vivid and intense conversation with a researcher in Curacao. And what she does is research what it must have felt like to be enslaved. So, not talking about statistics, not talking about numbers, but talking about the actual experience. And we got to talking about a lot of stuff. And at a certain point, I asked her, what does it take for the world to do better? What kind of leadership is it that we need in this world? And this is what she had to say.
I believe in leading by example.
Yeah.
I believe in doing, not
Yes.
necessarily saying what you're going to be doing, but just
actually
go
doing
about
it.
and do it. And
Right.
and because people sometimes try to break what you said you would do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you start doing it, and you're making a difference and it has an impact, I
Yeah.
think that's the way to go.
Well, I know you are one of those people who just do stuff. So I wonder what you have to say about what Donata Filbert was talking about last month.
Very interesting, actually, because that's exactly what my mentality is. And yeah, what we try, because I actually definitely share her perspective on just doing something, because I feel like, especially leaders, but just normal people in general, they always plan and they always talk and say that they're aiming or their goal is to do this and this, but the actual action, um, it's yeah, it's very far-fetched, or they're just not, ready to do it maybe, or just not doing it in general. And I was kind of sick of that. So I'm always like, yeah, a doer, I would say.
You do it. You do what it is that comes to your mind.
Yeah,
I also found it interesting what she said, that if you just talk about your plans, other people who might be jealous or for whatever reason are going to try to stop you from doing what you said you were going to do.
yeah.
So just do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm always scared to, well, in my own personal opinion, I'm always scared to share my plans with anyone, and that they actually might steal it, I would say, or they would take it, in their own consideration and do their own, or mix it up with their own actions. So
Exactly.
just keep
Exactly.
quiet and just do what you gotta do.
And this is how you became, we can tell by on the screen, how you became the founder of the Up to You Foundation, which is what really touched my heart, the fact that you do that. We're not disclosing anything just yet, Hadassah. We'll get to your Up to You Foundation. But as I always do in these programs, I take you way back to your early years, and we try to talk to how you became the person that you are today. And as we all know, that has everything to do with where you were born, who raised you, who are your siblings, who are your parents. So you and I don't even know if you know it, you and I have a lot of family history, because your grandmother is my godmother. Your grandmother and my mother were friends in school. This is a picture I took of the two of them in I think it was August of this year, or maybe September. On the left is my mom, and she's holding tightly your grandmother, Barbara, who I love very dearly. So they went to school together, but their parents were even friends. So that means 4 generations of friendship between your family and mine, which I think is a wonderful thing. The picture on the right was taken in 1965. Those are your aunts and your aunt, your eldest aunt Natasha, and your two uncles, and my brother and my two sisters above me. Your auntie Rashida, who is watching now, and I were too small to eat ice cream, which is why we are not in the picture. And your mom wasn't even born yet in 1965. How does it make you feel to look at these pictures?
So yeah, so crazy actually. So, I've never seen this picture before. It, it,
I know you haven't, which is why I'm surprising you with it.
yeah, wow, so much history, because I do know I did meet you a few years ago, of course, in Amsterdam for my
Yeah,
grandmother's birthday. I think it was already 5 years ago. And then she, the bond and the connection between her and your mother, it was so pure. So you felt it, and especially
right.
you and Tante Rashida, it's just, it's family.
It is all family, and
Yeah.
that's the wonderful thing about it. So this is our shared history. Let me take you straight to you as a baby. Look at you, Hadassah. Where you were born cute, and you still are cute. How is there so much cuteness in one person?
Oh,
Tell me where you were born, because I'm not sure if it was Suriname or the Netherlands. I think it's Suriname, right?
yes, I was born in Paramaribo, Suriname in 2000, yeah.
In the year 2000, which makes you a very young woman to be so ambitious and so successful. and makes us so very proud of you. Whose lap are you sitting on? Is that your granny's or is that your mom's? I can't tell on the picture.
It's my grandmother, Oma Babs.
Oh, my
Um,
Babs, Auntie
yeah,
Barbara. Yes.
she was, of course, way younger here than the picture you just showed of this year.
Indeed,
But yeah, she
we
came.
all. Mhm.
Yeah, she came to Suriname. Well, she always flew to Suriname for any birth of any grandchild. So yeah, she came to visit and to meet me.
That's right. She currently lives in the Netherlands, as do I, right? And on the other picture, we see you with your daddy. And I know your daddy's birthday was last Tuesday, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, we lost Bobby. So, how old were you when your dad passed?
I was 7. It was in 2008, and I was
Mhm.
turning 8 that year. Yeah.
What can you tell me that you remember of your dad? What kind of dad
Uh,
was he?
he was very fun to play. You always played with him. Um, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, I would say vague memories because it's been such a long time. But because of all the stories that we talk about repeatedly year after year, and you sort of like get some vague memories. And actually, I have a video that I received last year from him, where it was my birthday. I think I was turning 2, and he was talking to me and he was guiding me through the house. And it was so strange to hear his voice after so many years.
Oh,
It
wow.
was very, very emotional, yeah, but it was
So,
amazing.
so he left that for you, that video.
No, it was actually a video that my uncle, Omamadeo, created that day. And I was having a party and I was receiving everybody at the door. And my dad was, yeah, bringing my present to the living room. And he was saying
Oh,
something
wow.
that was so reminiscing, so many memories like flushing back.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So that those are things to cherish, I can imagine.
yes.
Yeah. So we keep his name alive as well. Robert van der Jacht, Bobby. That's what we need to do. We need to keep our loved ones alive in our hearts, and that's what we're doing. So moving back to you as a small child, I mean, look at you. Already at that age, you thought you had big shoes to fill. What
Oh,
what
yes.
what kind of little girl were you? I think you were a
Um,
handful when I look at these pictures.
Yes, I think my mom will definitely agree with that. I was a handful. I'm still a handful. Some
It's
things don't
okay.
change.
But
Yeah.
yeah, were you a happy child? Were you a playful child? What kind of child?
I was definitely happy. Uh, I think a lot of characteristics that I had then are still my well-founded characteristics that I have now. I was very happy. I was very positive. I was also very dramatic. I'm sometimes
Dramatic? What do you mean by dramatic?
I mean, always wanting to get my way. And if I didn't, I would make a scene.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, I really was a handful. And I was also the only girl from my dad's side. And I have an older brother and a younger brother. So I
Hmm.
was the only girl in our household. And then also I was the only grandchild of my grandfather. So I was kind of the princess. I still am
Yeah,
a bit of the princess.
it's okay. Somebody has to do it, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
these are your brothers?
Yes, so my younger brother is the one on the left, that's Yizar, and my older brother is the one on the right, that's Chaim.
Yeah. You look pretty tight with your brothers. Is that true?
Yes, especially now as we grew older, we're very close.
Hmm.
Especially now that we're in Suriname together, all together, we're really close, and the bond is just getting stronger. So yeah, yeah, we have a really good connection.
That's great. That's great. Let me take a quick look in the comment section because people are commenting. Here is DJ Conscious saying, um, "Hi Hadassah, your name is widely used in the Jewish communities. In Hebrew, it means myrtle tree, which is symbolic of peace, love, and prosperity." How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's resonates with who I am, I guess.
I guess it does. Yeah. Peace, love,
Yeah.
and prosperity for all. And your mom says, yes, she is a handful.
Yes,
Teresa,
we know.
Teresa, I remember you as a child. You were a handful. So your daughter just takes after you. I must say that. So talking about Teresa, and we touched a little on your good looks because really we cannot avoid that. We can tell where you got those looks from your daddy Bobby, but certainly also from your mom Teresa. I mean, look at the two of you.
Yeah,
This is you.
that's what.
This is you a little older. Um, where were these pictures taken?
I think the picture on the left was taken at a commune, I think, or somewhere in a church. I don't remember whose commune it was,
Mm-mm.
but I think it was 2009 or 10.
Right.
And
So you were 8, 9, 10, 10 years
10,
old, like that.
yeah,
Something.
yeah,
I'm saying 8 years old, looking at the picture.
yeah. I'm also saying 8 years old. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
the right is we were on vacation. You can see my skin tone. It's just very very nicely little
Very
burnt.
tan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was on Curacao. I think also the same year.
Right. How can you describe your relationship with your mom? Because I know, moms are very important in how we become.
Yeah. I would say, how would I describe it? In one word, probably, actually in 2 words, most important relationship that I have in
Yeah.
general in
Yeah.
with any other person. I mean, my mom and I, when I was a teenager, I was even 100 times more of a handful. And we didn't really, yeah, I was a teenager, so we didn't really go well. But then when I moved to Amsterdam, we just became best friends, and
Yeah. You were very young when you moved to Amsterdam and you came by yourself, is what I seem to think. Is that
yeah,
true?
yes, yes.
What happened? What made you, how old were you and why did you want to come to Amsterdam in the Netherlands?
So I just turned 17. 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks after my 17th birthday in 2017, I moved to Amsterdam. I have wanted to go to Holland at a very young age. I think I was 12 when I first decided that I wanted to go to the Netherlands. And the reason why was because, or the reason why I left so young, was because there was more potential
Mm-hmm.
in the industry that I was interested at that moment, to do it there than to stay in Suriname and just try to like finish high school here. So my mom made a deal with me. She said that um, that if I finished my fourth year of MULO, and MULO is like prior education
Yes.
before you go to high school, and she said if you finish your fourth year, then you can go to Holland and then specifically go immediately into the industry that I was wanting to go into. Yeah.
Right. And that was the hospitality industry.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
So
we're going to talk about that in a short while.
I hope.
Uh, yeah, but first, because I've been calling you multi-talented, which is definitely what you are. Um, I see you in so many different uh, atmospheres. One being a horse rider, a horseback rider. Where is this, and whatever made you get on a horse?
This was very long ago. I still lived in Suriname here. Uh, I was very young when I started horseback riding, when my dad was alive.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, way before he passed away, I started. And then afterwards, I quit for just a few years. And when I was 12, I started again until I was 19.
Yeah.
This is at the stables in Paramaribo. It's called Ponderosa. And this is me, and on the right is me cleaning my horse's stable after a competition.
Well,
Yeah.
cleaning up is going to be a big theme in the rest of this program, as you know. But we're not telling the people yet. We're just sliding easily into that. Were you any good at horseback riding? To me, it looks like professional.
So at jumping, no, I was very bad. I was,
Really?
yeah, I fell all the time. It was not, it was not my cup of tea. But dressage, yes, I loved dressage. I think it was very classy, and it's kind of like dancing with your horse. My
Dressage is when they have to walk through the things and you have to within a certain time, right?
yeah, within a certain time, but it's also like a certain activities that you have to do with your horse, and really smoothly, they really have like eye for detail with dressage, and it's basically like, it's dancing with your horse and specific
Wow.
steps that you
Yeah.
have to do. But that was really more my cup of tea. I loved it. My horse, she didn't like jumping either, and she liked dressage more, so we fit
Yeah.
together.
And I guess it gave you the opportunity uh to boss around a living being. Your horse had to do exactly what you wanted it to do, Hadassah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say boss around. It was more like you sort of synchronize each other. You sort of like become one with your horse,
Yeah.
and she knows me and I know her, so she knows exactly, what pisses me off, and I know exactly what pisses her off, or she knows if she does something well, then I'm happy, and yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
I get that. And then it's let me see, where are we now? Yes. That is when you finished school and you started doing what it is you wanted to do. You got into hospitality. Tell us about this time, because you did the training for it, you finished it. How did that go?
So this was in, I think, 2017 or 2018. It was my first year at the hotel school in Amsterdam. So because I didn't finish high school in Suriname, I did high school immediately in the industry that I wanted to do. So in this case, it was literally like high school for hospitality students, so hotel management. It was very fun. It was a lot of practical lessons, such as this picture. We had a few restaurants in our school, and we had to a few days in a week we had to actually work in the restaurants. And
Right.
this was with both girls. They were in my class, and their names are Iris. So Iris,
Both of them, Iris 1 and Iris 2.
yeah, exactly. And
Which one is Iris 1?
the one with the curls. That was
Yeah.
my friend. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that this is about the time when you and I met in person. What you were talking about earlier, your grandmother's birthday. Because I remember you were almost finished with the education, and you were as we need to do. You had to get an internship, and every single application that you did, they said, "Sure, Hadassah, come here, come for your internship." Now, how did you get that done? Because I know how hard it is to get an internship.
Yeah, it was very strange actually, because so during my education in Amsterdam, we had to do 3 internships in the first year, the second year, and the third year. And in the first, I had no experience. Well, I had one summer work experience in a 4-star hotel in Amsterdam, which was the year before. But I had no experience in my first year. It was nothing at all. But I lived very close by to a 5+ star hotel in Amsterdam.
Yes,
was
the
the
big 5-star hotel in Amsterdam, the biggest, most expensive hotel in the Netherlands. And then what happened?
Yes, the Amstel Hotel, Intercontinental, and so my school, they recommended me to go and apply there for my internship. And I was like, how am I gonna get in? Like, how do I even start? And I just sent an email, and they asked me with my resume. They asked me to come and do an interview, and it immediately clicked. And that was the first experience of 5-star, of the highest quality of hotels that I experienced. And from there, it just sort of spiraled into more internships and even better hotels. Yeah.
Even better? Do we have better hotels in the Netherlands than that one?
So the Amstel is at this point a little lower in rating, So in my second year, I did a front office internship at the Conservatorium Hotel. So the Amstel Hotel is very classic and like old-fashioned classic.
Yeah,
And
that's probably it, right?
and the Conservatorium is very modern, very
Yeah,
high class, and very, very fancy. And
yeah.
my third internship was at the Waldorf Astoria in Amsterdam. Yes, and that's the
I didn't,
most
I
like
didn't, I didn't even know we had a Waldorf Astoria in Amsterdam. Can you
oh,
imagine?
really? Yeah, it's so that was my third internship, and that was actually the highest at that point. It was the first hotel on the first rating on TripAdvisor and stuff.
Right. Excellent. Excellent. Everybody was so very proud of you. And then all of a sudden, Hadassah, I'm just taking little leaps into your life. All of a sudden, here we see you as a model. And what a model you were. How did this happen? And tell us.
This was so interesting, actually. I was living with my two uncles in Amsterdam for the first 2 years, and we went to the opera, the National Opera on the Waterlooplein, and we went to a ballet concert. And I always wear high heels ever since I like got to the age that I was allowed to wear heels. I wore heels all the time, and in Amsterdam, like it's very fashion, so I wore heels all the time, and especially to like amazing events. And we were at this beautiful ballet concert. I think it was the Nutcracker, and they had like it was a very long concert, so it was 2 hours, and then you had like a 45-minute break, and then you had another 2 hours. This is very funny, but I had to use the restroom during the break like really badly. So I sort of like ran with my very high heels, not really ran, but like fastly walked to the restroom, and I did my thing, and I went out, and there was a lady standing at the door of the restroom, and she said, I've been waiting for you. And I was like, what? What did I do? And then she said, no, I saw you walking on your heels. Are you a model? And I was like, no, I'm not a model. And then she gave me her card, and she was like a recruiter for this modeling agency in Amsterdam. And she asked me if I wanted to come take a look at what they do, and maybe if I was interested. And so I did. I went the next week.
Of course you did. I mean,
Yeah.
if only for the experience. So beautiful pictures of you. And I thought when I saw this happening, I thought, oh, well, there goes Hadassah. She's going to be a world famous model. We're going to see her on every magazine, and she's going to make tons and tons of money. That didn't quite happen, though, did it? Why?
It did not.
Would you have liked it to happen?
No. I mean, in the beginning, when I started, I thought that this would be it. This would be the industry that I was made for. But then my interest just flipped. No, then Corona, definitely. The pandemic
Corona
happened.
happened.
So the shoots were very minimal, and I was also bad because it was pretty difficult to balance my school life and my modeling career, and I was also, had to pay bills, so it was very difficult to balance everything. So then after my 1-year contract, I didn't. I just left it for a while.
You left. Yeah. It's always something you can pick up at a later time if you were to be interested. But knowing you, that did not stop you from going on in life. And suddenly I open my Facebook on an early morning, and the first post I see is Hadassah in Sweden at some kind of conference, I think. What's going on here?
Well, so this was last year, actually. So fast forward, after my education in Amsterdam, I moved all the way to the north in the Netherlands, to Friesland, to do my higher education in hospitality. So I did continue the hotel school, but just a university level. And
I see.
I was still very interested in hospitality, but in 2020, my interest really shifted into sustainability. Just being very um, confronted with pollution, and especially hospitality creating so much waste. So throughout my school, actually, I got very interested in the topic of sustainability and just general
Mhm.
sustainability. And then it just spiraled into something bigger. It created a passion actually for sustainability, for the 17 goals of the United Nations and equality, etc., etc. And then school, no, I met someone at school in a team where we were sort of trying to fight racism and inequality within our university. And there was this student there. He was from Bangladesh, and
Mhm.
he was applying for an internship at UNDP in Germany.
In Germany, yes.
And then we got to talking about all the conferences that the United Nations have. And then he got this invitation for the Stockholm Plus 50 conference, which was last year in Sweden, and is
Mhm.
one of the biggest environmental meetings of the United Nations,
Yes.
where world
I,
leaders come together.
right.
Yeah.
I believe this is picture. These are pictures of that conference. Am I right?
No, that was this
No.
year actually in Suriname.
Okay. But it's at least we see what you look like in a conference. Let me take it down quickly.
Yeah.
So you went to Stockholm in Sweden, and
Yeah.
to do
So
what?
So at the time, it was morely just for myself. So I applied for a invitation through a organization that aims for younger participation within these important environmental meetings.
Mhm.
And I was like, you know what, let me just fill it in. What are the odds that I'll ever be able to go? Like, I have no experience in anything. I'll just fill it in. And so my friend from Bangladesh, he sent me the link. I filled it in. I clicked it, submitted it, and I went to work. And at work, I got an email that I was invited, that it was my official invitation to go to Stockholm, and I freaked out. I really freaked out.
But
Yeah.
there you are, and you just do it because, some people, Hadassah, and I think it's because, what we were talking about earlier. It's because you define your own life, things come your way. I think that's how it works in the universe. So
Yeah.
you might not have expected it, but there you are at Stockholm 50, one of the speakers talking about the environment globally on a UN level. I mean,
Yeah.
it's you were 20-ish, so that must make you feel special in some way.
It surely did, and it really gave me an incredible boost to start participating in other meetings, and with the knowledge that I gained from that environmental meeting. That's also the meeting where I was inspired, or actually made the decision to start Up to You.
Your
So it was,
foundation.
yeah, so it was a very, very important experience, and things
Yes,
just got better after that. Yeah.
right. Before you started that, you're telling me you were on this road by now. You were on this trajectory, and it took you to what's the word? How do you say vrijwilliger in English?
Volunteer.
Volunteer work in Thailand, of course.
Yeah.
So suddenly we see you in Thailand doing what? Doing what?
So from my studies, we had the opportunity to do minors in Bangkok.
Hmm.
And I did two specific minors in Bangkok, but because my interest really folded from, hospitality to sustainability, and then also morely into politics,
Hmm.
I had the opportunity to do international relations as a minor, and global social development as another minor in Bangkok. And I did a lot of voluntary work. I went to university there. I had classes from Monday to Friday. Um, had so much volunteer experience. Traveled through Thailand. So it was just unforgettable.
And when you say global social development, what exactly are we talking about?
So you morely look into the aspects of how I would like to say social norms, culture, etc. Yeah, contradict with what with a global problem, so such as climate change, war, for example, conflicts between countries. So you really dive into how those aspects have an
How
important
they are
role.
linked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. How they are linked to our
Yes.
problems.
Yeah, because we all know that all the big problems in the world are actually one big problem in different parts. That's how that's how I always say it. Do
Yeah,
you agree with that?
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
so many small problems that just create one huge bomb, literally.
right. That's right. So there you are in Thailand doing this volunteer work, cuddling babies. What is it you're doing on the left hand picture?
So I did voluntary work for two organizations. One was a recycling company for to recycle plastic within a community, and that's where also my interest dived in to bring that back to Suriname. And this
Yes.
is for a organization called Jungle Aid. And so what they do is that every month, I think. Yeah, every month they go to different communities in the jungle, and
Hmm.
mostly around the border from Thailand to Malaysia, or Thailand to Vietnam, Thailand to Laos, because these communities they're unidentified. So it's very sad, but none of the countries accept them as their own. So they have no ID, they have no passport, they have no social number, they have no bank
Wow.
number. So they're just really, set alone in their communities, and they're very isolated from the rest. So yeah, Jungle Aid, they go to these communities and they bring them the necessities, life, basic life necessities. And I was handing out a toothbrush, and we brought some KFC for them because it was almost Christmas. So we also did something extra and some gifts. And yeah,
That's lovely. How long were you in Thailand for?
for 6 months from
6
August till
months.
January, yeah, this year,
Right.
yeah.
And you were saying, you were talking about the plastic, and that definitely inspired you to start your own foundation, which we will get into. But Hadassah, we are in the part of the show where I'm going to annoy you, and it's a little segment in this program, and it is called
On the spot. 5 quick questions to.
Yeah, 5 quick questions to how it goes. I have 5 questions that I will ask you, Hadassah, and I'm giving you 2 answers, and you must choose from one of those 2 answers, and you're not allowed to elaborate. That's music you're hearing in the background. That's me. So
Oh yeah.
that's just to hype up this segment. So, are you ready for this? Be truthful and be snazzy. And at the end of the 5 questions, I will give you the opportunity to elaborate on 1 or 2 of them. Are you ready for this?
Yes, bring it on.
All right, here we go. You have to choose. Number 1, the Netherlands or Suriname?
Suriname.
Number 2, a better world or a better bank account?
A better world.
All right. Question number 3, Western countries are killing the environment. Yes or no?
Yes.
Question number 4, countries in the global south are still kept on a leash by their former colonizers. Yes or no?
Yes.
And the last question, you're doing really well. The last question, what is the one thing, Hadassah van der Jacht, that you will never, ever, ever, ever do again?
Well, that's very difficult. Steal of my mother's car.
What is that? You will not what?
Steal my mother's car.
Feel? What do you mean feel?
Steal.
Oh, steal. You stole your mother's car, did you? I see.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
very young.
I would love you to elaborate on that one, but it's your choice. Which of the 5 questions do you get to elaborate on?
Um, so I'm gonna elaborate on the first question, definitely.
Netherlands or
Why
Suriname? Yeah.
why I choose Suriname? Well, firstly, because the Netherlands is so very developed already. Everything is already set in place systematically, and Suriname is very behind. And there's so many opportunities here. So that's also the whole reason why I'm here at the moment.
Yeah.
We have too much to do. So definitely Suriname.
There
Yeah.
is a lot to do in Suriname, and it takes people like you to do it all. So that is one question you elaborated on. I'm going to give you the chance to do another one. So, better world or better bank account? The Western countries killing the environment, countries in the global South still on a leash by their colonizers, and the one thing you would never, ever, ever, ever do again.
I'm gonna go with the second one. That was
Better world or better bank account?
yes, a better world, surely. I think at this point, I think most of the people of my generation will also agree with this. What is the necessity of a better bank account if our world is literally dying? If we have no future, then money will surely not play an important role. And at this point, people are very still very fixated on the importance of money, but it's really shifting towards more important ideals, such as creating a better world for our future. So
Is this a generational thing? Because I know that my generation was totally obsessed with money and we didn't care about anything, which is why the world is in the state it is now. Is it your generation that says, if the world is dead, what good does a bank account do? Is that your? Mhm.
yeah, I would definitely say yes, but I also sorry, it's raining very loudly here.
What is ringing?
It's raining very
Oh,
loudly here.
I'm not hearing it. I'm fine.
Oh,
Let's
perfect.
just hope your Wi-Fi doesn't go.
No, so I always say that my generation is it's um it's two groups at the moment. It's separated in two groups. So we have one group that is um, fighting for a future, environmentalists, seeing the necessity of creating a better future for our generation, for our upcoming generation as well.
Mhm,
We also
mhm.
see what we call eco anxiety. See a lot of my generation having eco anxiety and being just uh, not excited of how fragile our future will be, or already is actually. And then you have another group, so it's divided in two groups, but the other group is still very fixated on materialism, fixated on money, and just this luxury life, or especially the social media life that has priority. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yes. Well, I'm glad you're in the category number one. Um, let's see. Here is Auntie Rashida saying she's very proud of you. We all are very proud of you. And your mom says you don't have to anymore. You don't have to steal her car anymore.
No, thank God.
I take it you have your own car by now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. So you are in your life story. You are now in Suriname. You went back after all those travels. You did the modeling. You did first you did the education. Then you did the United Nations stuff. Then you did the modeling. Then you did Thailand, and now you are back in Suriname. I think I got the order wrong, but people can just revise and see. In Suriname is where you were born and where you think you have something a lot to contribute. And I see you here with I call it your posse, your friends, and that's you circled in orange, and the two circled in green are the ones I know. The one next to you being your brother Yishar, and the one on the left being, I forgot his name, but I know he is Cyrano Zalman's son,
Yes,
who I
Rio.
met on my recent.
Rio.
That's right, Rio. That's his name.
Yeah.
So, what kind of group am I looking at? Who are these people?
So these were my volunteers on the World Cleanup Day 2 months ago.
Mhm.
And so my brother helped out, and some other friends that I know from when I lived here. And
Yeah.
Rio, he's my best friend. He and
I
I
didn't know
live.
that. That's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. So he always supports me with my activities, and
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
I
exactly.
see Yishar here and Rio and your mom and you. And look at the beautiful river. I mean, gorgeous. Suriname is such a beautiful country. So you're talking about the cleanup, which is what your foundation is about, to remind people of the importance of a clean world. I found a little video and it's quite nice, and I'd like to share it with you. The narrator is Julia Roberts, and she's talking to us about this earth that we all live in.
Some call me nature. Others call me Mother Nature. I've been here for over 4.5 billion years. 22,500 times longer than you. I don't really need people, but people need me. Yes, your future depends on me. When I thrive, you thrive. When I falter, you falter. Or worse. But I've been here for eons. I have fed species greater than you, and I have starved species greater than you. My oceans, my soil, my flowing streams, my forests, they all can take you or leave you. How you choose to live each day, whether you regard or disregard me, doesn't really matter to me. One way or the other. Your actions will determine your fate, not mine. I am nature. I will go on. I am prepared to evolve. Are you?
Yeah, what really hits home there is when she says nature will just go on with or without us. I don't think many people realize that. What is the importance of a video like that, especially, a big actress like Julia Roberts being the narrator? Do you think that makes any impact?
I would say surely, yeah, some impact. It must have made some impact. But depending as well on the individual who's watching it, I mean, it's very important, and I think now people are even more aware of the importance of the environment and our role in what we're actually doing to our planet at the moment. But unfortunately, as we can see, it's not hitting, or it's not really it's not hitting the most important people, and that's world leaders. There's no action being taken. So
And why is that? Because all of them went to Paris and to Oslo and to all kinds of places, and they signed, this agreement, but they're not doing anything. Here in the Netherlands, we even have huge numbers of people who just deny there's anything wrong with the climate. And even if there is something wrong with the climate, they just don't care. What's going on there? Do you have any idea?
So I think it's surely, yeah. So I first want to say that the United Nations, it's the closest thing that we have to a world government. But the United Nations, it's a global organization, and almost 193 countries are part of the UN, and all of them have signed the treaty in 2015, for example, in Paris, to be able to reach the 17 sustainability goals in 2030.
30,
already
which is in 6 years and a month's time.
Yeah, and none has been achieved at all. But the problem with the UN is that every country is still sovereign. So
Mhm.
every country is allowed to do whatever they want within their own borders. And I mean, we see that as well now with Russia. Russia is one of the a member of the Security Council in,
Mhm.
in in the United Nations. And the Security Council, they have 5 members. So it's England, France, Russia, China, and America. And
Mhm.
those countries are the reason why they're in the Security Council is because they have the most military power in the globe
Yes,
at the
and
moment.
they are very big polluters, but that's the sideline. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
true. But for example, since 2021, since Russia started the war in Ukraine, I mean, the UN can't really do anything about it because the country is still sovereign, and until this day,
Yeah.
Russia is still in the Security Council. So, um, I think the problem is that there are no policies in place that they have to follow these rules.
Right. It's all we put our signature there and then we just go on with our lives, but we put our signature there.
Yeah,
So
a marketing scheme, I call it.
a what? A marketing
A marketing scheme. Yeah.
scheme. That's exactly what it is, Hadassah. Say it like it is. And in fact, every country in the world is only obsessed with one thing, and that's economical growth, as if there are no limits to economical growth, and as if all this economical growth isn't the same thing as extracting from this earth every single resource that is available, that has been inside this earth forming there for millions of years, and here comes the human being extracting it all just because we want to drive a car, or we want a new watch, or we want a new phone. How does that make you feel? You can tell by my face what it makes me feel like.
Yeah. um, I share exactly the same feelings, I would say. It
Yeah.
makes me very emotional. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm very empathic from myself. So just seeing my planet just go to waste, and seeing waste around me, and seeing nobody really prioritizing this problem. I have
Mhm.
quite a lot of eco anxiety, and but I don't really know how to balance it out.
Mm.
Um, but I have I met a lot of people my age that share the exact same feelings and the exact
Well,
same emotions.
I can totally understand, because you are 23. You got your whole life ahead of you. I'm at the kind of at the end of my life. Not really, but I mean, I'm on my way. So, people my age and older, what do they care? They have the everything, and what do they care? But I can
Yeah,
totally understand that somebody your age, who's got a whole lot of years left to live, that it gives you anxiety. I can totally understand.
yeah,
Some people commenting on what you're just saying. This is Melvin, my brother, your uncle-ish, not real uncle, but your uncle-ish. He says those who deny the existence of climate change also deny the importance of the UN. But DJ Conscious says it's all lip service, and it's about the dollars that rule everything.
it is.
Where would you be between my brother and DJ Conscious? Or is it both?
It's both. I definitely agree with both.
Yeah.
Um, I think in general, yeah, the importance, it's really morely the older generation that doesn't really find it just that does not resonate with the importance for us, because
Mhm.
as you mentioned, I mean, we do really have uh, a whole future ahead of us, and it's looking so fragile. I mean, at this point, there are also many people my age that are not considering having children, because why do you want to have children and place them on a dying planet with a future that you can't that you're not sure about? So yeah, it's true, and money is still the highest priority
Mhm.
for many people around the whole globe. So yeah.
Well, if nobody of my generation ever says it to you, let me be the one to say it. I apologize on behalf of all those crummy people that are my age. Uh, It wasn't my doing. I tried my best, but I know we're leaving behind a crappy world for you and your children to come. So apologies for that on behalf of all these pigs that are my age and older.
Thank
Um,
you. Yes. I mean, I always say, okay, we have also, the UN and environmental leaders, they've always been apologizing and sorry about the past, also not only about polluting, but slavery, etc., etc. But
mhm.
okay, apology noted, but what is the solution? And I think that's the barrier that and the biggest challenge that my generation faces is what are the solutions and what are we going to do about the solutions? What are the actions that we're going to take?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's frustrating.
Well, you took that seriously, your own words. You started your Up to You Foundation. And here we see you cleaning up in the capital city of Suriname, you and your posse. How did this come to be? This is what I love you for, Hadassah. I think it's damn hot in Paramaribo. It's filthy. I was there recently. People are they've lost hope, many of them, or vision. And here you are, beautiful woman who could have been a totally rich model, and there you are with your hands in the dirt cleaning up Paramaribo. How did this come to be?
Well, so my decision to start, because I was very skeptical of going back to Suriname, of coming back to Suriname. I did not want to come back to Suriname. I was fed up with everything here. That's why I left at such a young age.
Mhm.
But I didn't really know exactly where I can place myself into fixing any type of global problems, because I did want to contribute to something that made a difference, but I didn't know where and didn't know what. And then at the Stockholm meeting last year, there was this African activist, and she was in a panel discussion, and the panel was over, and the moderator asked her if she has any final words or a message or anything, and she only said two sentences. No, she only said one sentence, actually. She said, if you want to contribute to making a change internationally, start with making a change within your own country.
Wow.
So that's where it just hit me. I was like, I think I have to go back. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have to go back. So then I actually came back to Suriname for a month last year before I went to Thailand, and I started to see if I, sort of like get myself familiar with people and then what I have to do, legal aspects as well, to create, to found a foundation. And then I went to Thailand, and it just, I mean, the population in Thailand is very huge, and in Asia in general. So I was very confronted with these big populations and all these people, and I was like, if we can't fix this problem, like a waste problem, for example, in Suriname, how are we going to fix it in these huge populations?
Right.
So it just like even gave me more got me more excited to come back to Suriname. So I did. And this year, February, we started, and in June we started with our activities, and it's been going really well since then. Yeah.
Fantastic. You just mentioned the African person who was at the Stockholm conference saying that to do something better in the world, you need to start with your own country. Well, guess what? Japan is such a country. In Japan, this is what happens in school every day. Talk about cleaning. Talk about cleaning.
自分たちで自分の部屋を掃除した方がいいと思います。教室がピカピカになると嬉しいし、
自身の手でできるようにするためなので、しばらくはこのまま続いていくのではないかと思います。たくさんの人といろんな場で食事をしたり、物を片付けたりっていうことが大人になるとありますよね。それを子どもの時から少しずつ身につける。
褒めてもらってありがとうとか言ってくれて嬉しい。ありがとうございました。
Aww. This is learning at a very early age what it means to clean up after yourself. How do you feel about this?
That is so funny because I have been wanting to go to Japan for so long. I am literally I was considering to go study there as well. But yeah, I have too much to do here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what really is an important aspect in this all is culture. Yeah, culture is a very important aspect, and I think in Japan, for example, also in Singapore, they're very serious about a clean environment, and it's really integrated in their culture. So yeah, you could see that in society.
A culture is something you teach your children, right? So it could be a choice. At some point, Japan made the choice to say, look here, this is what we're going to do with our very, very young children. Those children are 4 or 5 years old. Look at them. Look at the school. And look how empowered they are, which is a thing that strikes me. So maybe we need to start very young, because another Japanese film, look what happens if you start your life this way as a child, cleaning up your school. When you grow older, you think it's the most normal thing in the world, as we can see in this next video.
Why are you doing this?
Respect. I'm cleaning because it is respecting the culture of Japan and also here in Qatar, you know. So it's cleanliness is close to godliness as well, you know.
Yeah,
I think my point is made. They don't even think about it. I remember when the Qatar games were on, the whole world was talking about the Japanese people cleaning up the stadium, and they don't even think about it. They think it's a normal thing. So is that something that you take on board with your own foundation? I mean, cleaning up is one thing. Are you hands-on with the youth?
Yes, definitely. So actually the cleaning up is only one project that we have 3 consistent projects that we do, 2 on a monthly basis and 1 every quarter. But one is the cleanup, and we do that only once a month, and the other one is workshops with elementary school kids, and that's something we do almost every week. Actually, every week, yeah. We go to different schools, and we focus on the ages of 10 to 12. Yeah. From 10 to 12 with all types of children, and yeah, we just educate them about the importance of a clean environment, but also specifically on plastic waste and what plastic waste does to our environment, and how they can personally change their habits in not using single-use plastics anymore.
Single-use plastic, exactly. Yeah.
Bottles and bags and stuff. Yeah.
Right. All those water bottles. I mean, why do people not have a cup like the one you're drinking from, or the one I'm drinking from now? Why must every swig of water come in a new plastic bottle? A quick look here. What's going on in the comment section? Here is your granny, Barbara, Auntie Bobs. As a great grandmother, I'm very concerned and worried about the direction the world is taking right now. I am so proud of this granddaughter for trying to change this mentality. Well, we all are, Auntie Barbara. And thank you for responding. And I'm sure that Hadassah will take on board your praise. Do you, Hadassah? What does it mean to you that your grandmother is bigging you up?
Yes, definitely. Actually, most of my motivation comes from her as well because we share the same ideals concerning this. And all the nights that I've been at her place in Eindhoven, talking about how this emotionally affects me as well, all these world problems, and you know, just going back and forth with her about this.
Yes.
It gave me a lot of motivation to just start and do what we do.
Your grandmother is one of those early influences. When I was young, she already knew the value of, don't eat so much meat, do your exercise, be kind, feed yourself properly. She was doing that when I was younger than you. So that's a whole lifetime.
Yeah.
Aren't you proud to have a granny like that?
Yeah, we're quite the same.
Yes, I see how that is. Yeah. And here's another, just somebody else who's very proud of you. I think this must be a cousin of yours, or what? Who is Khadija?
Ooh.
Khadija Robles de Medina.
Khadija, I don't know. Robles de Media is it's my mom's name.
It's your mom's name. That's right. So this is a family member of yours watching. He says we are all very proud of you. So whoever Khadija is, you will meet up and you will remember that she was watching you on PocaTV live on this dark evening here in the Netherlands, but sun is shining at your place. You sent me a couple of tiny little clips, Hadassah. I know that your generation, you love your TikTok and your very short clips, like the 6-second clips. I'm old, so what I did, I just put them together so we have an idea how it looks. Your Up to You foundation, and even though it's grassroots, and even though it doesn't look huge, things don't have to be huge to make a difference. Let's have a look. Your mother.
Hard plastic and soft plastic. And who knows what soft plastic is? Single-use plastic. Okay. So listen to and assess the class.
So this makes me so happy. Oh, you talk. How did this? I mean, you're there in front of a classroom. I don't even know what to say. You talk.
Yeah, it's we with the workshops, we always give a short presentation with pictures, because I mean the schools that I go to, and also schools in Suriname, they're not very technical, or they're not very digital. So you really have to come with everything and be as handy and handcrafted as possible. So I come up with pictures from any aspect, and certain goals that will that we want to achieve during the workshop. So like, they'll know what plastic is, they'll know what the environment is, they'll know what pollution is, and we just go through every goal one at a time. And it's very interactive, because I don't like I myself, I don't like to sit in a classroom and just listen to someone. I really like to keep it interactive. So I ask them questions, and they really have to, repeat what I say. And I mean, children, their attention span is very short. So you really have to keep the energy flowing. and I have a lot of energy of myself, so I try to like, yeah, I try to radiate that to the classroom, and it works. It mostly definitely works.
So does your message come across? These children who are, it's a totally different education system from what we do in the West. It's very classical. It's the whole class responding to your questions. Do they get on board what it is you're saying? Are they interested in it?
So mostly no. In the beginning they're not, but when they start to get to know me, then they are, and I always make promises with them. So I always confront them with the truth of what plastic waste especially does in Suriname. So I name examples such as what we're experiencing at the moment. If it's raining, like the entire city is just flooded because all the gutters are just filled with waste. And I just name these examples, and they just, it's very confronting for them. And they're very honest. So if I just asked, who in this classroom throws their plastic in the environment or on the street, they're very honest. They'll just raise their hand if they do, and then I ask them why. So the goal with the workshop is to make it interactive, but to make it also personal, so that it really hits home, and which is very,
so that
very
they actually understand what it is that this whole talk about environment. Because it's first of all, it's a big word. Second of all, it's one of those words that, it sounds great, but what exactly is it? And then suddenly when you break it down for them, it becomes everyday life. That's what I think you're saying.
Yeah, so you make it personal and you make it fit their shoes, I would say. So they can find themselves in this situation. And so we always do a small presentation, and then we do a activity with them that also tests their knowledge about what the presentation was about, and just make it as competitive and fun as well. So we have this game that we do with them. We ask them questions, and then within their group they have like 20 seconds to answer, and then they have a flag that they have to go around with the right answer. And it's very competitive, but it's also a good game to test your listening abilities, to test your teamwork abilities, and also just your knowledge of anything that I mentioned before. And then after the workshop, it's like an hour and a half max. I just say, a small message to the kids, this is what we're trying to do, where we really do have one world, and we're trying to make the best of it, because if I'm not doing it and you're not doing it, then who else is going to do it?
And who is, right?
Yeah.
Well, apparently, judging from this picture, they love it when you're there. And now I'm kind of intrigued. We did not prepare for this, so if I'm putting you on the spot, just let me know. But maybe try one of those questions on me. See if I know.
Okay. But I didn't give you a presentation, so we'll just,
that's true. But let's just see if I know anyway.
Okay.
If I don't, I'll be honest. Yeah.
How many types of plastic do you think there is?
How many types? I would say 2. Much more, probably.
There are 7 types.
7?
7 types, yeah. So
what
if you have, do you have a plastic bottle in your house somewhere, or
like one of those bottles like you buy in the store?
Or
I don't.
Do you have any, like a glue bottle or something?
I do, but I can't get out from where I'm sitting.
Okay, no, that's fine. But when you're free, just take a look at the bottom and see if you see a recycling logo and a number in there. So there are 7 types of plastic. For example, type 1, that's where all the plastic bottles are made from, like water bottles and stuff. But type 2 are the caps, because the cap is a different type of plastic than the bottle itself. Cap is harder and the bottle is softer.
And is the cap recyclable?
Yes, definitely. But from the 7 types the 7 types of plastic that are commonly recycled.
Hadassah, sorry to interrupt you. You're breaking up. I think your Wi-Fi is suddenly kind of garbled. So I'm going to ask you, this is a big experiment. I'm going to ask you to leave the studio and come back in. Usually that helps. So I will kick you out, and you use the same link that you used to come in. All right?
Okay, perfect.
I'll see you as soon as you're back. Oh, I hope this works. Okay, yeah. So that's Hadassah. She's going to go back in because it all has to do with buffering and all kind of stuff. I don't really know the technical side of it, but all I know is that when it starts happening, that she freezes up and her sound gets a bit garbled. What often helps is for her to go out of the studio and come back in. So here I am waiting for her to come back in. And it's a nuisance because, we were doing so well and we were almost about to round up. She's back. She is back. Let me see if her camera comes on. Yes. There you are.
Is it better?
It is. It is. Thank you. So that worked. Sorry. Well, we discussed it. It might happen and it worked.
Yeah.
So 7 types of plastic is what you were saying. And which is the type that, if we are to use plastic, which is the type that you would then recommend and why?
Plastic that is reusable. I mean, you have plastic bottles, you have plastic containers. I mean, clean them and reuse them as much as possible. I mean, in the Netherlands, we have a lot of plastic bags or plastic straws. Mostly all the single-use plastics are kind of out of society there. We do have plastic bottles though, but you can put them in the machines at the supermarket, or
and get some money back, right?
Yeah, so that's different. So all of these important factors is what we're really missing in Suriname, and which makes it very difficult to recycle here in general. And most people don't even know what recycling is. So,
and there's so many fantastic initiatives of recycled plastic. I mean, I got really cute traveling bags made out of recycled bottle caps. I got, you can even make clothes out of them. All you need to do is know what it is that you're doing. Hadassah, are you still there? Because you're now totally frozen.
yes, I am here, but I think you're frozen as well. Wait, let me try it again.
Please do. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Oh, this is so annoying. Right when we were in the middle of it, my brother asking, couldn't my crew fix it? Melvin, I am the crew. I'm the camera woman. I'm the producer. I'm the director. I'm the sound person. I'm the editor. I'm the presenter. I'm everything. I'm the crew. So I'm glad to know that Hadassah knows what to do. And I see that her grandmother is reacting once again. She should become a teacher or a psychoanalyst or both. No, she should become world president is what I'm saying. Yeah, we're always talking about women who need to lead the world. I know Hadassah is one of those people, and she's very young. So I hope to live to the day that she becomes the new, I don't know what it is that you want to call it, but she's going to be the world leader as far as I'm concerned. Let's see if we can get her to come back. Dear Hadassah, why are you taking so long right now? I don't know. It's always very annoying and nerve-wracking when this happens. Just let me take a swig of tea. Calm down my nerves. Her auntie Rashida is saying it's because of the heavy rainfall. Yes. Yeah, I think I hear her come back in the studio. There she is. There you are, Hadassah. Thank you for coming back. I know it's raining. Let's speed it up before this happens again. I really want to round up nicely with you, because I want to show you what can happen. I really wanted to talk to you about the Western countries dumping their waste in third world countries, but let's not do that now. I want to show you what can happen if a country in the global south realizes what it is that you're doing. Just clean up your little neighborhood and make a difference. And this can grow into bigger things. I'd love to show you this video. Here we go. I don't know which Asian country it is, but it's somewhere in Asia.
Okay. It's in Bali.
Where?
In Bali, Indonesia.
Bali, Indonesia. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You were telling me this is in Bali?
Yes, yes. You have there are two no, there's one actually, but there are also other multiple small organizations, but there's one huge organization. It's called the Sunai Watch, and they create these scepters and these saves and stuff for the rivers, and they clean up multiple places in Bali. Yeah, and one yeah, most of the videos are from them.
Wow, 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 wow. I mean, Grandmother Barbara saying, wow, mind-boggling. Yes, that's exactly how I felt when I saw it. This must be such an inspiration for you. And something that you could even show in Suriname for people to see what it is that you're trying to tell them.
Yeah, I'm actually it's a work in progress. We're really trying to start a bit small because some of this information is quite mind-blowing as well for others, and maybe they don't really understand what the reasoning is and why it's needed. But we're trying, and actually the the scepters, that's something that we're in process of viewing and seeing if it's effective for Suriname. Yeah.
Right. While you were out of the studio getting restarted, I was saying what we need is somebody like you, because your grandmother was saying you need to be a teacher or a psychoanalyst. That was her comment. And I said, no, you need to be world president. You need I am so convinced, Hadassah. I keep telling that in these programs I do. If the world were to be ruled for 50 years, that's all I'm asking. 50 years by women like you, we would take care of every single problem that we have. Are you up for the job? Please tell me yes.
I am actually very up for the job. If I were to become president tomorrow, I would take it, honestly. But I think that only not only, I mean, we also live in a democratic system. So if I were to be able to start my own political party or be in a political party by 2030, for example, I would surely do my best to become either president or an important role within our society.
You know, once you're president of Suriname, you can be the president of the world, because that's what I want for you. Rashida asks, what happens with all that garbage in Suriname, but also in the video we just watched?
So I think in the video Sunai Watch, they recycle what is recyclable, because recycled plastics, there are only four to 6% of plastic that's actually being recycled per year globally. Yeah, it's not that much, because some plastics, they're not really up to the same quality anymore, so you can't really do anything about it, but they make other things with it, such as art, for example, or
Right.
anything that they could come up with. In
As
Suriname,
long as it's not somewhere in the grass or in the river. In Suriname, you were
exactly,
saying?
yeah. And so in Suriname, unfortunately, our waste management system is very, I would say, old. Literally, it's very outdated. So we only have one huge, how do you call it?
Incinerator. Or
No,
no,
we
no, no, no,
we
not
have
incinerator.
this huge start black. How do you call that?
I
Start plants. Like
A place to
a
start.
dump,
A place.
a dumping place, I would say. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We have this huge terrain of a dumping place where it's just
Yeah.
all piled up, and every waste, we don't even separate our waste here. All types of waste are in a garbage bag, and they're all just dumped on this huge pile of trash. And every day they bring sand to like minimize the smell, and also just sort of bury the waste, and then
Yeah.
it just comes, and then sand, and comes and sand. And now the dump is like 20, it's like a mountain, it's 20 meters high.
Oh, wow. So I
Yeah.
have an idea for you, Hadassah, because I was in Suriname recently. You and I met then again. And what I noticed is all these useless shopping malls that are being built every single where. I mean, nobody has money to buy the stuff that's in there, and it's all totally over the top. What you could try, this is my little idea for you. Influence those people who build those malls and tell them, we don't need malls. We got enough malls. We got enough casinos in Suriname. What we need is a plant where we can recycle our waste, because there is enough possibility in Suriname to get the labor to do the work. What you need is the infrastructure. Am I right?
Yes, infrastructure, and just also
A vision.
serious people. Yeah, ambition and serious people. I think yeah, I mean, of course, I've been in contact with so many people here, so many from the upper class as well, that are building all these malls and these restaurants and stuff. It's not a priority. So totally fine. I always say from Up to You Foundation, I'll be the one that like does the activities and tries to educate the population. If you just help me a bit with the finances, then I can do that part,
And you'll do the rest. Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then we could just meet each other halfway, and hopefully achieve your goal and my goal as well.
Yeah. Melvin says the problem is that some people taking the cleaning for granted and do not change their behavior. So if you were to be the president of the world and you had set out this situation in which we're all going to work for this earth, and people don't want to change their behavior, what kind of world president are you? Are you the dictatorial type saying, off with you? Or how would you work on that?
That's so funny, actually, because I just had a conversation this morning with a colleague that I think a dictatorship is actually the only thing that will work at this point, because the democratic system is not working. Communism is up to a certain point. But I would say, for example, such as in the Netherlands, don't make it an option. Make sure that people don't have the option to litter, to just throw their stuff anywhere, and bring incentives such as fines. Fine them. I literally had a fine in February in Holland because the garbage bin was way too full, and you had like these three next to each other, and it was compost, and I placed it a little bit too far to the left, that it was morely in front of the plastic garbage bin, and I was fined €100 for that.
€100. So
Yeah.
fining people until they change their ways. I believe it works. I believe it doesn't work to keep asking people nicely, please don't throw no. at
So
some
fine.
point we need to decide this is the way we're going. It's called civilization, right?
Yeah.
At some point you decide this is the way we should be doing things.
Yeah, so I say fine them, so have like a fine, but also please them as well. So punish, but please as well. So for example,
Yes.
also in the Netherlands, statiegeld, getting money back for your plastic bottles. That is a pleasure. It's
Yeah.
so it's
Incentives,
pleasing.
exactly. So incentives and punishment. That's
Exactly.
which is the way you raise your children, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Incentives
exactly.
and punishment. Okay, right. We're just about to round up, Hadassah, but before we do that, I need to tell my viewers that the next episode of PocaTV Live will be on, where's my thingy? It will be on, oh, where is it? Oh, it's right here at the bottom. On Friday, December the 29th. And as it is the end of the year, what I'll be doing is a roundup of all the highlights of PocaTV Live of 2023. So I'll be taking little snippets from every show I did. And yes, it was only 7 and not 12 this year because I did a whole lot of traveling for work. But 7 is great. I will take out the highlights of those and discuss them with you. And maybe you'll find time to join in the fun and comment on it. Or maybe if there's updates or anything, that's the time that we can take care of those. So that is next month on the last Friday of December. And Hadassah, look at the clock. I never knew we were going to talk so long, but I enjoyed so much of it. How would you like to end this program? What anything you would like to share with us to tell us or to give us hope for the future?
Yeah, I would say I mean, hope is a bit hard to find these days with so many things going on. But believe in yourself, believe in the younger generation as well. Make sure you make space for these types of initiatives. And also just support. Support is, I think, the best possible way that we could achieve anything is just through moral support. But also, yeah, just help out if you're ever available, not only with Up to You Foundation, but also with any other nonprofit organizations. Try to make your mark by, helping out for future generations.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anything I, as a civilian, can do to help out your project?
Of course. I mean, are you coming to Suriname anytime soon? No.
I don't quite have plans yet, but I will let you know when I do. But would it be like hands-on cleaning up, or are there things I can do for you remotely? Well, this
Yes.
program, for example, but what else?
Yes, definitely. This program is a perfect platform. Thank you so much for the opportunity as well. I'm
thank
coming
you.
to Holland very soon, actually, or I mean in 2 months. And yeah, if you have any idea how I could, for example, be on other platforms and spread the word even more and reach other communities in Holland, maybe other channels in Holland itself, just let me know.
I definitely will. I'm going to be the one plugging you and your work globally, Hadassah. And I really, really, really want to thank you for what you do and for being with me today for what is it, an hour and almost 40 minutes. We just never stopped chatting, and probably that's because I feel what it is that you're doing, and I respect you for it. I admire you for it, because you could have taken the easy road. Let's face facts. Somebody with your looks could be anything, and with the brain to go with it, you could be even more. And what you choose is to be hands-on, grassroots, get there in the dirt and just do the thing and give the right example. I'm amazed, and I'm proud of you for what that's worth.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support, and thank you so much. It was so much fun.
It was fun, wasn't it? Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
But I'm so happy that we did this, and I hope to be on your show in the future again.
Oh, you definitely will. When there's big updates, you must let me know. We must keep, the link very tight, and just, keep talking. And who knows what comes out of these things, right? So let me see. Oh, whole heap of comments before I let you go. Here is a Kas and Sheetal saying, thanks for this talk, Gudus. Here is Auntie Barbara saying, Aldit and Hadassah, thank you for 90 minutes of joy. Your mom saying, boost. Melvin saying, good show, ladies. I think you made an impact. I think that's what you did. So I have to thank you for that. I never had so many viewers live as I did. No, you're the second one. I must be honest. You're the second one. But the other one, she has such a vast network. I mean, that's why that happened. So thank you, Hadassah. I'm going to remove you from here. Remember to stay in the orange room until I totally finish up. Everybody, hands together for Hadassah van der Jacht. There she goes. I'll talk to you in a couple of minutes, because I will be ending this program with showing you two more comments. Henna Polak and Terza, Hadassah's mom, saying thank you. Thank you, Terza, for making such a wonderful daughter. I will be ending this program with a little video. Where is it gone? Oh no, it's right here. A video in which we go back to the world as it should be, when human beings love and respect nature, know its worth, give it attention, give it love. These are the Bayaka women in Congo who sing to the forest. On that note, I'll see you at the end of December. And until such time, be good, be nice, clean up after yourself, and take care. Bye, everybody.
Enjoy!